today to share with you about the Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship and the Matrix Q methodology. Why I want to do this because it has been already shared in many different circles for entrepreneurs, in our training programs, in our coaching sessions. This very brief introduction will help you as a guidance, a simple tool to start learning how to do an assessment of your own entrepreneurial activities. And the first thing I want to share with you and with the slides that comes in this video presentation is that it's very important that you realize that you need to train yourself, learn how to enhance and shift your thinking patterns, your emotional response, your mindset, if you want to learn how to use properly this tool to obtain the effects, the outcome that we really need. The first thing I want to share with you is that when we are saying that it's a golden triangle, is because it is. It is based on triangles, and we know triangles help us to create balance. Triangles are shapes that help us to create balance. And I'm going to introduce you to those triangles and how can we use them. We have been also listening a lot for the last few years about the Tesla numbers. And actually, it's not about numbers, it's about geometry and nature systems. And this is the main point of the research that out there very much is being used without the profound knowledge that Tesla and other researchers did achieve on the mathematics and geometry of nature. And I think, I hope, with this video clip, you will learn how to use this encoded language, symbolic language, in a better way. We're going to start introducing you to the Nigon, or this system of 9 nature principles represented by ciphers and by codes. This is a complete new geometrical language based on colors, on patterns, on principles and frequencies. And the most important thing here is to learn how nature works and use those principles that you see in nature as metaphors to understand how you as human, individual or collective, how your creativity will unfold and work too. The first tool we're going to work on is the Golden Triangle of Entrepreneurship that is dedicated to create balance, and many are using it already for manifestation or realization of their vision and dreams. As you will see, in this triangle we're using 3 codes to identify 3 basic principles, the codes 3, 6 and 9. 3 is related to everything that you may mean is tangible in your life, and basically what you need to provide: shelter, food, water, health, happiness, safety to yourself and the people you love. The cipher 6, or the code 6, will be more related to how can you bring your heart, your identity, your core values to care for your community, care for yourself, to create balance in life, a positive impulse, to build a culture that is purpose-driven, for example. And finally, 9 represents your connection to the highest values you have, with your own leadership, with your vision, with your mission, or with your own personal growth, spirituality. So when you put in balance these 3 ciphers, then you can see that if everything that you do in life holds on that balance, then it will be a lot more easy for you to ensure that you can navigate changes, transitions, loss, and opportunities with a positive outcome. So I will allow you to see the following 3 examples, and what I have done is to add some value to each cipher, indicating through a self-assessment, how do I feel, or how, in the case that we're studying, how do we feel, how do we perceive that this company, this person, this community is performing in the field of the respective cipher. For example, I can give a value of 3 to the cipher 3 because maybe in that area they are not performing that high, and a value 9 to the cipher 6 because they are very much purpose driven, and maybe they have 4 points in cipher 9. Or could be completely different around. Cipher 3 could be 8 points, cipher 6 1, and cipher 9 2. So there are many different cases, and I'm sharing with you some cases right now for you to try to create a story out of them. And this is the challenge that comes together with a video. If you can create a story for each slide with these indicators and send it to us, I will give you a free coaching session and training. The second triangle I will share with you today is a triangle that's dedicated to survival or quality of life. It involves the participation of another 3 ciphers, the cipher 3, 8, 7. Now we are familiar with the cipher 3, dedicated to care for or provide shelter, food, water, air, safety, health, protection and happiness, the basic means for happiness and survival. But it could be also represents everything that has to be done to ensure a quality of life. But for a quality of life, it's not enough that area. It's important also to learn how to create tools and craft new ideas, transform situations or challenges into opportunities, which is represented by the cipher 8, creativity and learning, innovation. And the cipher 7 is more connected to our ability to work with our emotions, connect with people, perceive, generate information and data, utilize information system. It's related to the water element. So here in this system we have cipher 3 for earth, cipher 8 for fire, and cipher 7 for water. As you see in antiquity, these 3 elements have been used to do a very basic assessment over the capacity of people, the foundation of organization, a company or government, to be stable and develop, also for a community. And it can be applied also for your own life. How are you performing in this cipher 3? How are you performing in your creativity? How are you performing in your emotional intelligence and ability to perceive things, to use information? So all of these self-assessments are very important for you. So if you can do a self-assessment every week on your performance and generate your own data, that's wonderful. So I give here also a few examples, and you can create stories and create cases around them and send them to me and receive a free coaching and training session. And finally, I'm sharing with you our new logo, the North Star, which is a quantum tool based on frequencies. And there is a whole more advanced study I have been doing since the year 1993 on nature principles, systems, laws, rhythms in which the mathematics, the geometry of nature plays a quantum important role for our design, our thinking, our learning, our health, and all of that is represented in this logo. Well, I'm sharing this logo also with you to help you understand that it's not about triangles. Actually, we need to consider at least 9 principles. There is a training I have provided for you and a free workbook that you can use to learn how to use this system of a self-assessment that can be very useful for you to do think in your business, design your business, make decisions, and improve the way you manage your own life. This is not only for business, this is also for learning, this is also for creating, for designing, for improving your quality of life, for transferring knowledge to the next generations, for farming, for every other field in which humans create value. So there is a need for you to understand too that for you to achieve the best results with these tools, it is very important you understand the nature principles, systems, rhythms, laws, and understand how to use the metaphors of nature to integrate them in your work, in your thinking, in your creativity. If you understand the language and you can work with those principles, with those metaphors, and if you can repattern your way of thinking, your perceptions, how to respond emotionally to situations, then you have a greater chance to use the tool correctly. But the reality is that in the last thousands of years, we have been disconnecting ourselves more and more from nature and living in cities dedicated mostly to cognitive learning. To use these tools, you need not only thinking, you need to use your body, you need to use your emotions, your feelings, your senses, be connected to nature. There is a whole complete holistic training that you need to undergo to repattern yourself, realign yourself to nature principles, systems, laws, and rhythms. Therefore, you can really think like nature and use these tools correctly. Imagine, for example, if you will be liking to drive a car without having the ability to understand what means left or right, what means acceleration, or braking the acceleration of a car. Or if you would like to use a bike without knowing how to pedal, how to push the bike forward. Or if you will think that you're going to swim a lake without knowing the principles for holding the breath or breathing while you are swimming. So as you understand, there are essential principles and skills that you need to learn. And the most important part, you need to know how to generate the data because we're doing self-assessment. You need to have the ability of being self-aware, to observe yourself, to understand how to tune in, and those principles are in you operating. You need to be able to use them correctly, and you need to be able to evaluate your own self-assessment. So in order to do this, we have a training program, we have a training and coaching system, and we have a license system. So that means that when you receive supervision in the training, when you manage to complete the pattern of your thinking and feeling and connection to nature, then we can ensure through practice, through application, through demonstration of skills, that you have achieved the ability to use the tool correctly and you will create a positive impulse in your life, or if used commercially, in the life and business of other people. So this is my advice for you, and that comes with a disclaimer that you can read also. I think it's very important to include this information in this presentation. Well, I wish you good luck, and please send me your self-assessments, the case studies, and let's meet together for a free coaching session.